guys, Gaz Burrows here, burrowsbt.com. Now maybe you have one of these, a foam roller, but maybe you're unsure on how to use one. I'm going to share with you guys today a foam rolling routine you can do post-run or post-workout, specifically aimed for the lower body. Got to keep it simple, got to keep it brief, and got to ensure we hit all the main muscles you use. So let's get to it. So the first one, guys, is for the quads. I want you to start with the foam roller just above your knee. Gonna drop down to the elbows. From there, we're just gonna apply as much pressure as you can and just roll down the center of the quads, down the rec fem, all the way up to the hip. It's important we don't go over the joints. And then in my case, I'm just gonna go for down the vastus lateralis, so just on the outside of the quads, right above the knee joint, up to the top. If you have problems with the IT band, this will really help relieve that pressure down the side of your leg. So you can do that for both sides. Just ensure there's no knots in the quads. The next one, guys, is for the TFL. It's like a small little muscle on the outside of the hip, which will, if you feel like you have a tight IT band, it's usually down to the TFL. Foam rolling in the IT band does very little, but foam rolling this guy up here has a massive effect. Make sure you pay attention to the TFL. I've done videos in the past showing how to stretch it, but sometimes you have to get quite deep with the foam roller and just relieve that tension. It's a pretty sensitive muscle, but if you hit it, roll it out, stretch it, it'll have a massive impact on your running and just the way your hips feel, and your legs down your IT band. It'll have a huge effect. All we're going to do is place the roller on the outside of the hip. I like to just bring my foot across, my left foot across, just for support. Right elbow goes on the floor, and then you're just almost going to kind of angle your body 45 degrees down towards the floor. There, it's quite sensitive. Once you get just small little movements on there, just to relieve that muscle, the tensor fascia lata, TFL for short. Massive impact on your overall running technique. Next one is for the adductors, so down the inside of the leg. What we're going to do is just angle the foam roller at 45 degrees roughly. We're placing the leg in the same position, knee bent, and we're just starting at the top of the knee, just rolling up towards the groin. Again, I feel it more around the knee joint. If you feel quite tight or feel any knots, just small little movements in that area, just to release any tension you may have there. And then you can roll up towards the groin as high as you want to go, just to iron out the adductor muscles. Next one, guys, is for the hamstrings. I personally prefer stretching the hamstrings, but some people who are quite tight in the hamstrings, like really tight in the hamstrings, like to foam roll them also. The best way to foam roll them would be just place the back, I'd probably say start up just below your butt cheek. You're just going to place the other foot on the floor, and then we're just going to roll down to the back of the knee. If that feels okay, you could cross the other leg over just to apply a bit more pressure. Sometimes you can feel it more by elevating the foam roller maybe on a step and relaxing the muscle a bit more, just so you can get a little deeper into the hamstrings. But like I said, I prefer stretching them, but it's always good to give them a once over if you are foam rolling the legs. Next one is the glutes, the glute max, the biggest muscle in the body, glute medius in particular, and then we could try and get deep for the piriformis, which usually requires a trigger point ball. Here I'm just going to show you the glute max and how to get the glute medius, which is particularly tight for me on one side. First of all, to get the glute max, leg nice and straight of whichever side you were doing, and then we're just going to roll over the butt cheek as a whole. From there, we're going to cross the leg over. We're going to place the left hand on the floor. You put your right hand on your shin, like I usually do. We're going to angle ourselves slightly towards our left. So we're just going to keep the back nice and flat, chest lifted. We're going to aim for the top kind of triangle at the top of your butt cheek. And that is hitting the glute medius. So it almost feels like you're going up into kind of like the side of your back, but we're actually hitting the glutes there. It's quite sensitive. When you find that spot, just small little movements. The glute medius helps abduct the leg and helps with balance, in particular with single leg activities. So if you're running or doing a lot of sports that involves change of direction, chances are your glute medius might be a little tight, and over time it can cause you problems, especially with your QL or your lower back. So it's important that we spend time foam rolling this muscle in particular to keep it nice and flexible. The final one I'm going to go through with you today, guys, is the calves. Again, it's another problem muscle for me. Well, it used to be, especially when running. Through stretching and strengthening the calves, I don't have too many problems with it now, and foam rolling has helped loads, relieve any tension that you might have post-run. If you suffer with tight calves, even when walking, this is great just to iron out the gastroc and the soleus. Again, with this, it's similar to the hamstrings. Start at the bottom, just below the ankle, and then from there, we're just gonna roll up towards the knee. If you feel good there, with your right foot supported on the floor, and you want to put a little more pressure on there, you can cross the leg. I'm not gonna do that because it's a little bit too much for me, but if you want to get deep into the calves, then you can cross the legs and apply a lot of pressure there. But that's fine for me there. Like I say, I suffer with quite tight calves, so that feels good. That's just ironing it out for me. And then obviously we'll do the other side as well, same amount of time on both. So that's it, guys. A very, very quick basic routine you can do post-run using a foam roller, which will have a huge impact on your recovery and performance going forward. If you feel tight in any of those areas, buy one of these. They're about £15, and spend roughly around even 20 to 30 seconds on each of the muscles. Post-run will have a huge impact going forward. Let me know how you get on. Hope that helps. Take it easy.